Good afternoon, dear students. Let's move on to part 3 of biological oxidation now. So already we have discussed under biological oxidation regarding what is electron transport chain and what are mechanisms behind oxidative phosphorylation and what is substrate level phosphorylation processes. Now let's move on to part 3 of biological oxidation. The contents of part 3 are inhibitors of ETC and oxidative phosphorylation and uncouplers of ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. Inhibitors and uncouplers of electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. Let's see what are inhibitors and uncouplers present in the electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. Firstly, inhibitors of electron transport chain, then inhibitors of oxidative phosphorylation, then uncouplers of ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. So what these inhibitors and uncouplers will do? They will restrict the formation of energy source, that is ATP. So it prevents somehow, either it blocks the chain, that is electron transport chain, or it inhibits the phosphorylation process, or it uncouples between ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. As we have discussed already, the complexes present in ETC and oxidative phosphorylation are NADH ubiquinone oxidoreductase, succinate ubiquinone oxidoreductase, ubiquinol cytochrome C oxidoreductase, a hydrophilic carrier, and cytochrome C oxidase, then ATP synthase. So there are 5 complexes involved in electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation processes. Here the schematic representation indicate the presence of 5 complexes where 4 involves in electron transport chain and the 5th one involves in oxidative phosphorylation, where it occurs in the mitochondrial inner membrane, where ATP synthesis occurs through chemiosmosis process, where electron transport chain transfers electron to synthesize oxygen. This oxygen causes proton motive force at ATP synthase, and then it causes release of ATP as energy source. So the total process is called as oxidative phosphorylation. So before moving to what is uncouplers and inhibitors of ETC and oxidative phosphorylation, we must remember what are the complexes present in ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. Now coming to inhibitors of electron transport chain. In that complex 1 inhibitors, the first complex or the first site in electron transport chain is inhibited by chlorpromazine, guanethidine, antibiotic, insecticides, barbiturates, rotenone, amobarbital, piocide. These are the drugs. They will inhibit complex 1 in the electron transport chain. What will be the complex 2 inhibitors of ETC? The complex 2 inhibitors are malonate, TTFA and carboxyl, where TTFA is thenoyl trifluoroacetone. So these 3 will inhibit complex 2 in ETC chain. Let's see complex 3 inhibitors: fenformin, dimercaprol and antimycin A. These 3 are complex 3 inhibitors, that is cytochrome oxidoreductase inhibitors: fenformin, dimercaprol, antimycin A. Then the complex 4 inhibitors are azides, cyanide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide. What are those? Azides, cyanide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide. are complex 4 inhibitors. So they inhibit the formation of oxygen. So cytochrome oxidase action will be inhibited by complex 4 inhibitors. They are acids, cyanide, carbon monoxide and hydrogen sulfide. Let's move on to inhibitors of oxidative phosphorylation. They are complex 5 inhibitors. The role of complex 5 is to synthesize ATP directly by means of the enzyme F0F1 ATPase, that is ATP synthase enzyme. And this is blocked by complex 5 inhibitors so that phosphorylation process of synthesizing ATP is directly blocked. So what are the compounds will block phosphorylation process? Oligomycin and dicyclohexyl carbodiimide. Dicyclohexyl carbodiimide, DCCD. Oligomycin and DCCD. These two compounds will inhibit oxidative phosphorylation process as complex 5 inhibitors. Let's see about inhibitor of ADP entry and ATP exit. There are two compounds will inhibit ADP entry for phosphorylation or ATP exit by phosphorylation. So what are those? Atractyloside and bongregate. Bongregate which is secreted by Pseudomonas. So these two compounds will inhibit ADP entry or ATP exit. Thereby it blocks oxidative phosphorylation process. Let's move on to uncouplers of electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. We have discussed about inhibitors of ETC and inhibitors of oxidative phosphorylation. Now let's see what are the uncouplers between ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. Firstly, natural uncouplers. What are natural uncouplers? Naturally, the uncoupler is present along with the electron transport chain in the mitochondrial inner membrane. So what is that uncoupler is called as? That is nothing but UCP. What is UCP? Uncoupler protein. What is uncoupler protein? It is called as thermogenin. What is the role of thermogenin? Thermogenin. So it creates heat. Thermo means heat. Genin means generating. Generating heat inside the mitochondrial matrix. So it causes inner membrane to permeate more protons from intermembrane space to matrix. So proton gradient will be increased inside the matrix compared to intermembrane space, which causes blockage of ATP synthesis. What is the main role of ATP synthesis? When we increase the proton concentration in intermembrane space only, it will able to synthesize ATP by ATP synthase. When you decrease the proton concentration in the intermembrane space where it is increased inside the matrix of mitochondria, it will inhibit the ATP synthesis. Thereby, UCP acts as natural uncoupler in ETC chain. Next, coming to chemical uncouplers. What are chemical uncouplers between ETC and oxidative phosphorylation? They are dinitrophenol, DNP, 2,4-DNP, 2,4-dinitrophenol, then dicumarol, then triple CP, CCCP. It is nothing but chlorocarbonyl, cyanide, phenyl, hydrazone. Chlorocarbonyl, cyanide, phenyl, hydrazone. Then next is valinomycin, streptomyces. Then calcium. So these are 5 compounds acts as chemical uncouplers for ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. Let's move on to the third uncoupler, that is physiological uncouplers. What are physiological uncouplers? Excess thyroxine uncouples ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. Excess thyroxine. Then essential fatty acid deficiency, EFA deficiency, then long chain fatty acid in brown adipose tissue, then unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia, and UCP or thermogenin brown fat. These 5 conditions, physiological conditions, will uncouple the ETC chain and oxidative phosphorylation process. Thereby no ATP is synthesized. Here the summary of inhibitors and uncouplers of ETC and oxidative phosphorylation is given. Just go through and compare with the previous slides discussion. So with this we are coming to the end of discussion on biological oxidation and to the end of unit 2. Hope you all have understood regarding biological oxidation through electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation process and other phosphorylation processes, and what are inhibitors and uncouplers of electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. In the next class you will be having an MCQ class test on unit 2, the whole unit 2. So you have to go through all the PPTs comprises of carbohydrate metabolism and biological oxidation. Come to the next class. Thank you all for patient listening. Get prepared for the class test. Thank you.